Hi, Sandra Wilson here. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist who helps people who have a condition called trichotillomania, which is hair pulling and other things too, like skin picking and nail biting. And I thought I would just come on and do a little video to talk to you about what's going on in the brain when you pull your hair or even pick your skin and bite your nails. And some of you may know this, but we have a neurotransmitter that's released in the brain called dopamine. And dopamine is very strongly linked to reward. So, for example, if you're the kind of person that loves to make a list and you enjoy the feeling of ticking things off your to-do list, every time you tick an item off the list, you get a little spike of dopamine. Every time you finish the day and have a nice reward, maybe it's a cup of tea or, I don't know, a chocolate biscuit or something, you're getting a spike of dopamine. So whenever you do something that leads to a feeling of pleasure, especially when it's considered to be a reward, then you will get that spike of dopamine. And it's quite complex, but dopamine is one of the key motivating neurotransmitters, which often means that when you start to lose a sense of feeling motivated, or if you're not feeling, like that get up and go, getting up to do things, achieving goals, chances are the dopamine supply may be in short supply. So where does trick fit into this? Whenever you pull, your feelings, sorry, whenever you pull, you get a release of dopamine, and that really helps the brain to feel more motivated in general. So I know that from speaking to some of my clients, often they'll say, well, I just generally don't feel that motivated. I procrastinate a lot. I put things off. I'm a perfectionist. And it just so happens that I see quite a lot of this in people who also pull their hair. So is it a dopamine deficiency? Be quite interesting to find out. But all we do know is that when you pull, you are releasing, whether you know it or not, this dopamine into your bloodstream, and it feels good. It can feel soothing. It can feel motivating. And quite often it can help us cope with negative situations. And that really does underlie some of the kind of addictive quality of pulling. And if this makes sense to you, you may have read a little bit about dopamine before, and it can be very common in people who are neurodiverse to have this, these dopamine deficiencies that occasionally do need spiking. If you get bored easily, then chances are you might start to perhaps behave in impulsive ways or move on to new things, get bored of things really quickly, and henceforth you like to do those new things to get the dopamine fix.